some announcements and prayers, prayer requests. I want to start with a story, though, that some of you may find interesting and some of you may not, but that's okay. I get to decide what stories we're telling today. So when I finished college and came back, there was a group of older men at the congregation who were okay with a 23-year-old kid who did not play golf well, tagging along with them on the golf course on Friday. And I had a job that when I started, and we worked 4 10-hour days in the summer and then had Fridays off, which was about the only good thing about that job. So I had Fridays off. They played on Fridays. And, so I got to spend some time with these guys. And it was a great thing for me, right? So this is, and some of y'all will know these names and some of you won't. It was Dorsey Prince. It was Ronnie Dorsey. It was Henry Huckabee and Jerry Anderson. We lost Henry a couple months back, and we found out, I guess it was last Saturday or Sunday, that Jerry Anderson passed away. Those Henry and Jerry both taught classes, taught me in class, it got me to thinking about, that legacy and are we doing what we need to do to carry on things in the church? Are we developing more teachers? I mean, Jerry, especially in his later years that he was here, was very reticent to teach, but when he did, we were all blessed, right? And if you've sat in one of his classes, you were blessed for that 45 minutes. This weird thing in the church, we should always be trying to find a replacement for ourselves, right? Whether that's teaching or doing this job or that job, we always need to be developing someone to take our place. Not that they will, but maybe they will, and we'll find something else to do and stretch ourselves a little bit in our service for God. The fact that those guys would allow me to tag along, because I was just tagging along, listening, and they all beat me, although Dorsey was mainly just putting, but by that time. But, I could hit it a mile, but that mile may be straight one time, and then the next mile would be, it just turn and go that way. So they're just right down the fairway, 60, 70-year-old guys making me feel bad about how I'm playing. Right down the fairway they go and into the hole. But, that was impactful to me that they let me tag along. And so another lesson for us is, are we doing that for someone, for some young person in the church? Or can we do more of that for someone in the church? We should be. Paul certainly, among others, gave us an example to carry somebody with you. And it doesn't always have to be about work. It can be about fun some, but they need to, along the way, they'll be able to learn about the work. So just something I wanted to share this morning. We need to remember Jerry and his family, or Jerry's family, his kids, with his passing. So What a week. Dad had surgery on Wednesday. It went as good as they could have wanted, but there's been a few things in the recovery that haven't gone as good as they would have wanted. So he's still in the hospital, maybe going to rehab tomorrow. Don't know where. Well, likely headed to rehab, but don't know where. Don't know who's got a bed yet. So certainly keep him in your prayers. This is not what Mom's plans were for sure. I don't know if Dad had any plans, but this was definitely not Mom's plan to spend this weekend. And if he doesn't fix it by next weekend, I mean, we've had some Mother's Day weekends where he had the valve replacements twice, and he picked Mother's Day weekend. So we don't want another one in the hospital if we can help it. But so pray for them. So my Uncle Fred Campbell, Wednesday, I believe it was Wednesday or Tuesday night, got taken to Paulding Hospital, and he's got a lot of blood clots. And then they've been able to fix some, and then more pop up. And then they'll fix those, and more are popping up. So not really sure what's going on, but he's still in some, got some work to do on him. Also Wednesday night, or Tuesday night at Paulding Emergency Room were the Pirtles with Miss Dorothy Fell. So they were there all night at the hospital as well. So we want to remember them. Anybody else? Yeah. So Herschel Capes has chosen to go to hospice. I want to remember Herschel. Yeah. Anybody else?